I'm Jendi from jendysjournal.com, and I'm here with my friend Sharon from LAMomMagazine.com. We are going to read one of our favorite books to you.
Fancy Nancy, written by Jane O'Connor.
This is my room before I made it fancy.
I love being fancy.
My favorite color is fuchsia. That's a fancy way of saying purple. I'd like to write my name with a pen that has a plume. That's a fancy way of saying feather. And I can't wait to learn French because everything in French sounds fancy. Nobody in my family is fancy at all. They never even ask for sprinkles.
There's a lot they don't understand. Lace-trimmed socks do help me play soccer better. Sandwiches definitely taste better when you stick in frilly toothpicks. A princess is supposed to keep her tiara on. What's a fancy girl to do, I ask my doll, Maribel. Her full name is Maribel Lavinia Chandelier.
Then I get an idea that is stupendous. That's a fancy word for great. Maybe I can teach my family how to be fancy. I make an ad and stick it on the fridge. Learn to be fancy with lessons from Nancy. Start today, easy, fun, free.
Soon there is a knock on my door. My family saw the ad. They want to get started right away.
The trouble is, my family doesn't own any fancy clothes. That's okay. I go find, what is that fancy word? Oh yes, some accessories.
Ooh la la, my family is posh. That is a fancy word for fancy. My mom twirls in front of the mirror. We don't go somewhere fancy tonight. How about dinner at the King's Crown, Dad suggests. Wow, my parents are acting fancier already.
May I escort you lovely ladies outside? The limousine is waiting. My dad is our chauffeur. That's a fancy word for driver.
When we arrive at the King's Crown, everyone looks up. They probably think we're movie stars.
I am so proud of my whole family. They eat with their pinkies up and call each other darling.
For dessert, let's have parfaits, my mom says. That's French for ice cream sundaes. Amazing, my mother knows French. When our parfaits are ready, I curtsy and say merci.
I carry the tray like a fancy waiter. Oops! I trip! I slip! The tray does a double flip!
I don't feel fancy anymore. I want to go home.
After I get all cleaned up, I put on my dressing gown. Those are fancy words for bathrobe. I feel much better. I'm ready for a parfait. I tell my parents, thank you for being fancy tonight.
I love you, my dad says. I love you, my mom says. And all I say back is, I love you, because there isn't a fancy or better way of saying that.
Thank you so much for reading along with us. If you have a favorite Fancy Nancy book, we'd love to hear about it in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel and Sharon's as well. Thanks for watching.